8:06, Nashville's Morning News on Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Text us, 615-737-9986. Watch us on Super Talk TV. You got YouTube, Facebook, X, 997WTN.com. You know all the things, like and subscribe. We do have a headline here, and it is November private payrolls unexpectedly fell by 32,000, led by steep, they say, small business job cuts, according to ADP. Now, we'll continue to talk about that. They do talk about how larger businesses did do a lot of hiring, so probably mixed whatever. But here's the thing, is that I believe, and we were just talking to Congressman-elect Matt Van Epps, where there's a lot to look forward to in 2026. Yesterday, I'm watching the cabinet meeting with Donald Trump. You got J.D. Vance. You got all of the cabinet with Donald Trump in there, and they're doing what they do. Y'all have seen it before, where everybody's kind of giving a report on how it's going within their agency. But one of the things that J.D. Vance did, and this is obviously by design, because the Trump administration is getting hammered at every turn, because you know that I'm not going to sit here and say that the economy is perfect. But there are a lot of good things that are going on. And so J.D. Vance wanted to, and you folks know that I really, really like J.D. Vance. He is my pick for 2028. But he wanted to take a step back, and J.D. wanted to talk about how good things are going.
That it is absurd that Democrats talk about an affordability crisis that they created and the people around this table work every single day to address. You'll hear a lot of statistics today. You hear a lot of statistics in our political conversation. I think the most important statistic for the American people is that under the Biden administration, the average American family lost over $3,000 of household income. And under the first 10 months of this Trump administration, they have gained over $1,000 of household income. What that says very clearly is that we are fixing the problem that Joe Biden and the Democrats created in the last administration. If you look at every affordability crisis that's confronting the American people today, it is traceable directly to a problem caused by Joe Biden and congressional Democrats. Why did homes get so unaffordable? Because we had 20 million illegal aliens in this country taking homes that ought by right to go to American citizens.
Now, J.D. Vance is absolutely right, of course. We've had millions of illegal aliens and migrants paroled into our country, and now here we are as Republicans trying to deal with cleaning up all of this mess. And here's the thing. Joe Biden shanked an awful lot, and I do understand that things are not perfect right now. I do. I get it. I'm not trying to be Pollyannish. But folks got to realize what we went through for 4 years with Joe Biden. And you can't just turn around America and the massive, massive economy around just like that. You just can't. Especially, by the way, when Donald Trump is being fought at every turn. But when you talk about everything that Joe Biden brought us, we're dealing with crime. Schools are not doing well. Hospitals, emergency rooms are being used by illegal aliens as their own private healthcare system, free of charge, of course. So what JD is saying is true about housing and other things as well. I mean, you look at the schools that are not doing well. More often than not, there's a lot of illegal alien kids in those schools. English is not the first language by any stretch of the imagination. And a lot of these things, a lot of these issues are caused by illegal aliens. And I'm not trying to be cruel. I'm not trying to be racist. I'm just speaking facts, man. I'm just speaking facts. What J.D. Vance is saying about housing is absolute truth. We have a building shortage. The administration wants to build 5 million homes in the next several years. J.P. Morgan put out a report saying just this back in February. Different analysts will tell you different things, of course, but the bottom line is we need to build more homes and we need to deport more people. Listen to this. This is from Newsweek. Guy named Alex Bean, financial literacy instructor for the University of Tennessee at Martin. This quote from Newsweek: "The impact of undocumented immigrants on the housing market is difficult to fully understand, as data pertaining to it remain spotty at best. From what research has been published, we can gather most of these individuals are renters by a large margin, which can put pressure on the demands of building new rental complexes." And by the way, those renters eventually want to own homes. So when you have a lot of illegal aliens, when you have this huge crush of people over, 4 years, that impacts everything, including the housing market. Vance also, by the way, spoke about the cost of goods and services, inflation, of course, and the cost of gas, et cetera. All of this train wreck under Joe Biden.
On every single one of those issues, Mr. President, I think we've made incredible progress. But it would be preposterous to fix every problem caused over the last 4 years in just 10 months. I think that we've done incredibly good. And I think that next year in American growth and American prosperity could be the best year that we've had in the United States of America. It's going to happen because we're all working hard. It's going to happen because we have the greatest country in the world. But I think for congressional Democrats in particular, if they want to talk about affordability, they ought to look in the mirror. We are fixing what they're broken. We're proud to do it. It's the job that we were elected to do. But I think 2026 is going to be the year where this economy really takes off.
I mean, I think that J.D. Vance is spot on. I mean, it helps that, I've been saying this for a while now. But remember what I talked about yesterday. And look, again, I have to keep saying this, and I'm sorry, but I keep saying it. I'm not being Pollyannish. I understand that there's some challenges out there. But right now, gas is at a 4-year low. GDP is on the rise. Real wages are up. And the unemployment rate is at, I don't know when you factor in the jobs that we found out today that were lost, but it's been at a 4%. The unemployment rate at a 4%, which is considered low. That is considered low. So I understand that there are challenges out there. And every time I start going down this road, people are accusing me of, sucking up to Trump. I'm really not. If you know anything about me, and if you listen to my show with any modicum of regularity, you know that I'm not afraid to criticize Donald Trump. I mentioned yesterday, CBS News piece where grocery prices, they did this whole thing. CBS News piece where grocery prices have not only leveled off, but they're now going down. They talk about this basket of groceries, right? And so this is what they use to determine if groceries are going up or down. They always use the same basket of groceries. And so that basket of groceries has now leveled off and is going to continue to go down. So there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on with our economy, but there's a lot of good that is going on. This whole thing about affordability, and you just heard J.D. Vance say it, this whole thing about affordability is heard by the Republicans. It is heard by Donald Trump. Trust me when I say we went through it during the 4 years of Joe Biden. And now what the Republicans are trying to do is get affordability back on track. I know. I've seen the polling. Nobody cares about what is going on in Gaza. Nobody cares about what's going on with Israel. Nobody cares about what's going on with Ukraine and Russia. I understand that. I do. But a lot of people don't. Because the polling all says you've got to focus on what's going on at home. Well, Scott Bessent, the Treasury Secretary, has something to say about that, and that incredible audio is coming up next. It is 8:15. Time to check the roads on WTN. As far as your weather for today, it is cold outside this morning. A few clouds, a high of 45. I don't know. What is Joan, you got or Louis, do we have a temperature right now for what's going on outside? Last time I checked, it was like 30, 31, 32, something like that.
Right now, National Weather Service says 28.
28? Oof. All right, very good.
Yeah.
We're having a cold wave. So Scott Bessent, and you know what the thing is? If I go onto the super text line right now, I know that there's going to be people that are saying, oh, you're kissing Trump's rump. No, I'm really not. I'm really not. I am one of those people that I believe that we learn more from our failures than our successes. Joe Biden was 4 years of failure. 4 years. You know it and I know it. You think it's really that easy to just turn the massive economy around? Of course not. But the president and the Republicans have done a lot of good with a focus on affordability. This is Scott Bessent during the president's cabinet meeting yesterday. Listen.
And the great thing about that bill, sir, for the American people, it's for industry, 100% expensing. Build your factory here. You can write it off immediately.
By the way, Scott Bessent is talking about the Big Beautiful Bill, and I understand that there's a lot of negative in the Big Beautiful Bill. There's a lot of pork. We all covered it. I get it. But there's also a lot of good things that will continue to bring jobs to America, and it does everything it can to try to promote production, manufacturing, research, and hiring.
And the great thing about that bill, sir, for the American people, it's for industry, 100% expensing. Build your factory here. You can write it off immediately. But you also insisted on the 4 benefits for working people. No tax on tips, no tax on overtime, no tax on Social Security, auto deductibility for American cars. And that is retroactive. Mm-hmm. So as a result, in 2026, we are going to see very substantial tax refunds in the first quarter. So the best way to address the affordability crisis is to give Americans more money in their pockets, which is what this bill has done. We're going to see real wage increases. I think next year is going to be a fantastic year.
So Scott Bessent says the best is yet to come. Polling shows that people are incredibly worried about their economy, not the economy. I always talk about this. I used to talk about it a lot more, but there's a difference between the economy. We talk about, job numbers. We talk about, GDP. We talk about all of these different things that pertains to the economy. But what is going on with your economy? What is going on with your wallet, your bank account, your rent, your groceries, etc.? And I think Scott Bessent, I like what he has to say. They absolutely have got to focus on your economy in 2026, and I believe that they are.
You came in, immigration, I called it the 3 I's, immigration, interest rates, and inflation, that were killing the American people. Close the border, the promise kept. Interest rates are down, and 10-year bond, again, best year since 2020. And inflation led by energy prices is going to roll next year. I think it's going to be a fantastic year. We can look back, be very proud of this year, but I think 2026 is going to be great for the American people.
All right, so that is Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent. Louis, I want to do a very quick Daily Dan poll. You ready? We might as well start calling these the hourly Dan polls. So, Joan, how should I frame this? I want to know where people are at as far as 2026. How are you? Let's do this. Are you optimistic about your economy in 2026? Because, J.D. Vance has a lot of great things to say. Scott Bessent has a lot of great things to say. And so I'm just curious as to where you are with all of this, because I understand why there's a lot of folks out there that are pessimistic. But there's a lot of things, and I've gone through all of them today, there's a lot of things in the Big Beautiful Bill that are, again, encouraging hiring, a lot of things that, tax breaks and that kind of thing. You buy an American car, you can write off that interest. So there's a lot of things that the president and the Republicans have done that, in my estimation, will help your economy. Louis, how did we frame that? How did we frame it? Because I decide these things, and I probably should give it more thought, but they just come to me when I'm on the radio. So how did you frame it?
Are you optimistic about your economy in 2026?
All right, very good. And you said yes or no?
Yes or no. All
right. Take the Daily Dan poll. Watch us on YouTube if you would. And you can also chime in on the super text line, 615-737-9986. It is 8:22 on Nashville's Morning News on Super Talk. Jane, doggone it. Joan.
Here we go again.
Why do I do that?
I don't know.
Joan. There's something about that segue.
Yeah.
Coming out of the super text line, and then I want to call you Jane. You can call me Dawn, if you want.
Okay, I think I will.
You do that. Anyway.
Dawn.
All right. So, Joan, what is coming up in the news? 828, Nashville's Morning News on Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Good morning to you. And, Joan, we took a poll. Hold on. I want to, don't say it yet. Louis.
His name is Louis.
I'm having a hard time with names today. Louis, I almost called you Justin, and I don't know why. I'm losing my ever-loving mind. Justin. It's
like
funny,
Bieber, because you remind him of Justin Bieber. No.
Please tell me you know a Justin.
I know who Justin Bieber is. I don't want to insult Louis by saying that he reminds me of Justin Bieber, who, by the way, is actually a very cool cat. Justin Bieber is. I actually like his music. Louis, do you like Justin Bieber?
Yeah, Justin Bieber's cool.
There you go.
I like Justin Bieber.
Boom. So, Louis, did I just, gain some cool points with you?
Nah, not really.
Ah.
Do you know what I love about Louis, Joan?
Yeah.
He is like brutally honest.
Yeah.
All right. So, Louis, as far as our Daily Dan poll goes, are you optimistic about 2026, economically speaking? Joan, do you think people are optimistic, yes or no?
I do,
yes. I'm going to guess that 70%, I have not seen it. I'm going to guess that 70% of our listeners to Nashville's Morning News believe that 2026 is going to be a good year. What do you say,
I'm
Joan?
down with that.
70? All right. Louis, what is it? Louis is laughing.
You ready?
Yeah.
Yes.
82% yes, 18% no.
Okay. There you go. I was kind of sort of close. I'm where Joan, you and I are like the Emerson polling people. We're off by like 10 points. Anyway, so yeah, I'm optimistic.
Yeah, but ours was unintentional.
That's exactly right. And we have a lot of people that are chiming in on the super text line as well. Do I have time to do this? Real quick, 6983. First-time texter, by the way. Thank you, 6983. Dan, we all remember what happened with Biden. What you have to remember is that Biden is not here anymore, and we are still feeling it. Trump is doing his level best, but it's still very difficult when we have to deal with the economy the way it is because of Biden. We all know that Donald Trump is trying to fix things, but as humans, by nature, we are not very patient, especially when it comes to money and cost. 6983, that is a great text, and for a first text, I very much appreciate it. You do have to realize, though, that you can't just decide, well, screw it then, I'm not going to vote in the midterm elections. Donald Trump needs, and the Republicans need, all of the assist they can have in 2026 and beyond with the midterm elections so that they can continue down the path that we're on. If ultimately the Democrats end up with control of the House of Representatives, Lord help us, the Senate as well, then we are screwed, and all of the good things that Donald Trump has done will ultimately end up for naught, because they will be focused on everything from taking Donald Trump out politically, stopping everything that he has done, impeaching him, trying to charge, Tom Homan and Pete Hegseth with war crimes and all of the rest of that nonsense. So what I'm trying to say to not only you, 6983, but, everyone who is listening who is pessimistic, you just got to have faith, see what the president is trying to do, see what the president has done, and we all got to move forward together. It is 8:32 on WTN. 8:39, Nashville's Morning News on Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Good morning to your friends. Hope you are doing well. Time for the crisscross handoff featuring Chris Hand and Joan Jones and Louie. See, I got everybody's name right.
You nailed it.
I
Did
did.
you write it all down on a piece of paper so you could look at it and read it off the paper?
Can I be honest with you?
Yeah.
I actually wrote down Louie's name. And I'm sorry, Louie, but I love you.
Can I just be fair? What was it, like a couple of years ago, we had like the major announcement, right, where Murphy's, or it was like a year ago, where Brian was going to retire and Murphy's switching, everybody's in, right? Mm-hmm. Dan wrote down everyone's names.
I did.
And he hired all of us.
I did.
So it was hilarious.
I know. Anyway, Louie, you're doing a great job today. Well done.
Thank you, Dan.
Louie's a beast.
People got mad at me earlier.
Why?
Well,
were you giving Louie some grief?
Well, I did.
You shouldn't have.
He was abusing me.
Oh,
Louie.
Stop it.
Why would you do that to him?
okay, I am in the middle of a monologue, and he had accidentally left his mic on, and he's in there coughing. So I'm like,
well, listen, is that better or worse than being in the middle of a monologue and KGB just flat out interrupting you?
well, there was
to
that
fact
too.
check you in real time.
So I had to say, there's no other way to say it. Louis, turn off your mic. And that's all. And so then people are like, why are you being so rude to Louis? It's like, I'm not. I have to tell him that his mic was left on and he's coughing.
I can't. So Louis is in the middle of an allergic reaction. And instead of getting him help, instead of saying, Louis, do you, what, is everything okay? Because clearly there was something happening if he didn't have an opportunity to turn his mic off.
No, he just accidentally left his mic on.
I don't know. I don't know if I believe
I was
that.
back here dying, but Dan wouldn't know.
Yeah, exactly. So Louis, just for the record, Louis is a black guy. He's back there turning blue. And Dan doesn't notice or care. Please, die quietly.
I was in the middle of a train of thought.
I'm dropping thunder, baby. Die on your own time.
Nobody want to hear you die.
No, you know what I wanted though? I wanted to make sure that Louis didn't go through, having the mic on when he says, this guy's such an idiot. Which also would have happened if KGB accidentally left his mic on because we all know that he hated me. Anyway, whatever. So,
Poor Louis.
Poor Louis. We love Louis. And he shows up. That's important.
That's huge.
All right, real quick. Louis, I've got monitor over here, video. So we were trying to figure out Afton Bain's outfit last night.
Oh, yeah.
So she is wearing what? And Joan, will you describe that?
Yeah, so I was thinking about this. So I have at home when I want to wear something that's really casual, but I want to be warm. It's like a big, it's almost like a flannel coat, right? Mm-hmm. But it's pretty stylish. So that's what it reminded me of what she was wearing last night. It was a big, oversized, country-looking jacket.
I have never seen collars that big.
It had a big collar. It had rhinestones.
Those collars look like pterodactyl wings.
It felt like she was trying to channel some Dolly Parton.
Yes, but Dolly Parton does it sexy, right? Afton Bain does not. It was oversized.
Are you trying to say that she wasn't trying to do that?
No, she wasn't. It was oversized. Like she,
Joan, female opinion on the makeup.
Okay.
Because it seemed that she didn't look the way she normally looks.
Oh no.
Yeah, she did something.
The word that Dan and I used earlier was garish. She looked garish. Like it was over the top. And she's okay. This is really personal, and you have to agree with. You have to agree with me on this. She also had her hair behind her ears, but she has some big old flapper ears.
Oh, right.
Joan,
come on!
You're crossing the line, Joan.
You've gone too far. You've gone too far.
If I had those ears, I would not put my hair behind my ears. I wouldn't.
Joan.
Wow. Color me honest.
Hey, Louis, can you get Joan a saucer of milk?
My wife said that Afton Bain was trying really hard to prove that she is Nashville.
See, that's what I was thinking too.
That's definitely what
I
she
was thinking
doing.
too.
Yeah.
And I gotta say, because I know that if I go onto the super text line, people are yelling at us for going after her looks.
Oh, I thought they were still mad about you letting Louis die.
So, I will remind people that she called Donald Trump a racist, white supremacist bigot.
Yeah.
So I'm
and
sorry.
And his
Yeah.
supporters.
So I'm sorry if that's if I've offended somebody's delicate sensibilities, or we have by. Although I didn't expect Joan to go in on the ears. That is a
That was an unplanned development. 1570 on the text line said, "I swear." Robin Williams as Mork in Mork and Mindy wore that shirt on a crossover episode back in the early 80s.
Oh, man. Okay, here you go. Sue says, fellow Philly girl here, I love Joe. See, she gets it. She understands.
TB says claws out.
Oh.
That's you, Joan. You got your claws out. Girlfriend.
0691 says, I'm with JJ, Joan Jones. Mm-hmm. Bane has serious Dumbo ears.
Dumbo ears. That's what that's
All
it.
right. No. I'm
That's
gonna
harsh.
I'm going
But
to
you know what? You know what the worst comment I saw? 6464. This one, I mean, this is over the top. She wanted to look like a Nashville Hillary.
Oh.
That's the harshest there is.
Do you know what? That actually, I always thought that Hillary dressed like Kim Jong Un.
Pantsuits.
With the pantsuits.
Yeah, with the
Matching
pantsuits and
pantsuit.
the weird thing with the buttons and all that.
Yeah.
So I can kind of see.
You could
Although-
you could also see Hillary Clinton telling her staff to refer to her as dear leader.
Yes. Oh, absolutely, I could. And if you don't, we'll find you suicided, shooting yourself in the back 3 times. Right.
Yep.
Um.
Many such cases.
So I think that what she's trying to do, Afton Bain, is I think she was trying to overcompensate for the whole
Absolutely.
I hate country music thing. I think that's what she was trying to do.
But why didn't she start doing that before? Why'd she wait till last night?
Yeah, I still don't understand why she didn't just come out and be like, yeah, it was a stupid podcast. I was BSing with some friends. Like, obviously, I love Nashville.
Is that what she said?
Like, but why didn't she? I think she said that she cries at the Country Music Hall of Fame. That was her cover up.
Yeah.
Every time she walks through there, she tears up.
See, the thing is, though, and this is well-worn territory at this point, but you're right. That's probably what she should have said. But the thing is that she not only said she hates country music and the bar, she hates Tennessee, but then you find out there's all of these other comments that she has made about, women who have babies are part of the patriarchy of Tennessee and the South and all that other kind of stuff. So unfortunately for her, it all was part of a pattern. And I think that did inspire Republicans in the 7th to come out.
Yep.
She also, by the way, just real quickly, so we can get off this conversation about her ears, because we shouldn't comment on her ears.
No, I would never.
No.
Joan?
I did. I went there.
But you know what I thought was interesting was she couldn't help but bash Tennessee during her concession speech. Listen to this.
They created these districts to be uncompetitive, but they don't understand Tennessee. They don't understand the South. They don't understand our stubborn hope of people who have been underestimated for decades.
Do you know who's been underestimating Tennesseans is Afton Bain,
Fair.
right? By the way, she's actually, do you know what's so funny? I just realized. Joan, do you remember this? Because, you used to do news. Well, you still do. But you used to.
I used to.
Whoa.
Oh, my God.
What am I doing now, Dan?
Whoa.
Wow.
Commented on ears, clearly.
No, you no longer do news. You are an ears commentator is what
Yes,
you are.
clearly.
No. What I meant to say was you used to do news in Washington D.C.
Yeah.
She sounds a little Hillary there.
She does. In fact, while
Joan,
she was
you heard that
speaking,
too.
When she was speaking, I had to actually turn the volume down because it was hurting my ears. There we go with ears again.
She can't get off the
She
ears.
can't get off the ears.
Can't.
Man alive.
Sorry.
But she does. She sounds a little bit like Hillary.
Yeah.
So,
Screechy.
yeah, a little screechy.
Do you think she's taken advantage of the new beauty trends from all the online influencers that we're hearing so much about? No? You don't know?
Online?
You haven't heard this?
No.
I wonder. I bet you she took advantage of this. There's New York Post put out a story. There's a new beauty influencer, skincare enthusiast trend. And do you know what they're doing? This is crazy. This is a real story. They're saving their menstrual blood for facials.
Oh, stop it.
Oh, my God.
Just stop. I did not hear that.
Are you? That's like witch-like.
Yeah.
That sounds like something a witch would do.
Oh, wait until you see the pictures. Tell me that doesn't look like a witch.
Oh my
You see
goodness!
that?
Well, can you
see that
show
on
it to
screen?
the?
Yeah, so there it is.
Oh man!
This is a trend happening.
So they save their
There's
menstrual.
something so
They,
wrong with
they
people.
call it menstrual masking. And menstrual masking advocates are pointing out that period blood contains stem cells, cytokines, and proteins, all of which they argue can revive the skin and give it that extra glow.
Joan,
I'm grossed out beyond measure.
let's go back to talking about ears.
Yeah, I think ears was a pretty safe place.
I've been sitting on this story for like a couple days.
I want to know who the first person is that thought that was a good idea. Like,
Kim Kardashian is among the first celebrities
that is
to
a
do it.
Of
shocker.
course she is.
Yep.
Well,
There's
I'm thinking about like some influencer at home that is just thinking, okay, I'm gonna
We're doing it for the gram.
Yeah, and I don't know how do you capture it? How do you?
I would assume that there's some sort of canaling device.
Should we ask Joan?
I wouldn't.
You may not. You may not. No.
I wouldn't. I wouldn't.
Man. All right, fine. I'm sorry.
There's another one, too, called urine therapy that they're doing.
Urine therapy?
Participants cover their skin in urine.
Whose or what's?
Their own?
Theirs
So they
theirs.
capture their urine.
Yeah, which is probably a little bit easier.
Probably.
I would imagine. I'm not an expert at this.
Do you know what I'm
going
to do the second I get off the air? And guys, you know this is true. All of us are thinking the same thing.
You're going to start drinking just to
Well,
forget
yes.
this?
I'm gonna ask Amy, how would you capture your blood? I'm generally, because Joan's clearly not going to tell us.
I know.
So, guys, you know, back me up on this. There are thousands of guys in Middle Tennessee thinking, how would they do that?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Yeah.
There's a lack of dermatological evidence that any of this works, by the way.
Of course. Lou, you think this works?
I'm not sure.
What? I mean, honestly, because
I
what
don't know.
scientist
Louis undecided.
what scientist would study this in the first place?
What's that, Joan?
What scientist would study this in the first place?
Well, nobody probably thought to study it because nobody thought people would actually do this. Enter the Kardashians and Instagram.
They're nuts.
It's a weird world in 2025.
You know what? We need an intern to do these things and get back to us.
I feel like we would get sued if we did that.
Really? You think so?
Here's your assignment for today.
Listen, get me a
What?
cup of coffee and capture your urine and that other stuff.
That other stuff.
I don't know.
We're trying to say it in the most HR-friendly way possible.
There's no, you know what? Thousands of people are going to bring us to HR, file an HR complaint for having to listen to this segment.
Yes.
It's terrible.
Have you ever noticed that Chris brings these things that are uncomfortable all the time?
I do.
You have foreskins and vasectomies. Why do you bring uncomfortable topics to the 8:30?
Because he likes
Because the mainstream media won't cover it.
It's a big cover-up, Joan. That's what it is.
I see.
I'm tired of Big Tampon taking advantage of all of this stuff.
Okay. I'm glad I asked.
I wonder if they're going to come out with a product where you can buy it at a department store that's blood.
Yeah, but does it work if it's not
I mean,
your
they're
own?
already doing that. They're using little baby foreskins and all the facial creams.
That's why I don't use facial cream.
It really does happen.
I
You
know.
that? Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, it's weird.
Now my phone is...
Yeah.
All the women in my life are texting me, and I need them to stop. I'm on the radio.
Matt Murphy just texted. He said he's filing a hostile work environment claim.
All right, we got to go. 8:54, Chris, what's coming up?
We're going to talk about the election and why we shouldn't over-panic. There's so many conservatives that are panicking. It was only 9 points. We'll talk about that. We'll also give you the latest on Somalia, the president's comments yesterday during the cabinet meeting, and more.
You're going to talk about Minnesota?
Yeah. Don't you know?
Somalia, Minnesota.
Don't you know?
How do you say don't you know in
Don't you know.
Somalian? Anyway. All right, 8:54, Nashville's Morning News. Whatever. Chris is next.